I just wanted to make welcome back. I just wanted to make a quick video talking about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, and sort of how you can get ahead, rise through the ranks. As you see, I am rank 38 on PC for single battle. DP I haven't really been doing at all. We can look at that. Actually, I'm like in the thousands. Yeah. I've only played like a few matches, 83% win rate. Cool shit. DP is like super cheesy. There's ways to just like, honestly, it's just a war of attrition for my team. Even if I'm worse than the person with my characters, like I have 4 characters on my team, and it's just like those matches are super long, and yeah, it's just the best strategy for that mode. But I'm gonna be mostly talking about single battle and sort of what you can do as an individual player. First, let's talk about I'm gonna show you my rank and everything. 75% win rate, S4, 38 on PC. I'm not sure if it covers console as well. And then if we go back, we can look at player. I believe I was number 2 last night when I played. Played a bit today. I have no idea what I am. I think I hit number 1 because my XP for my character started going up again. Yeah. So I'm the number 1 Beerus on PC in single battle. So I think that's all that counts. So I'm the number 1 Beerus. You know, I'm just saying it'd be like that. This guy made it to number 2 with only a 33% win rate. That's fucking goated. That means he's been getting his ass whooped, but he has been playing. Like, he has been going ham. Well, he only has 1 win, so I guess the way it goes, even if you don't use that character, it counts it if you go and use a different character to actually get your points. So for me, I main Beerus. I literally have only 1 with Beerus, I'm pretty sure, for the most part. I probably have like 2 or 3 matches outside of Beerus that I've won. But this guy seems to be grinding someone else. I don't know how this happened. It's kind of bullshit. I hope they fix that in a patch, but you're not going to hit rank 2 unless you beat someone who only played Beerus once and won once with the character. Completely dominating the field there. But number 1 Beerus, and yeah. So this isn't going to be a Beerus guide, unfortunately for you guys. I can do that if you want one, and tell you sort of how I play him. But the first thing I want to talk about if you're going into ranked is we're going to look at single battle. Now, guys, 186 characters. I want you to remember this. That 12.25% may seem like a small number, but I swear to God, the further up you get in rank, you will fight Gogeta about 50% of the time. Like, it's actually insane. All of the highest ranking people, it feels like, use Gogeta, Goku, Ultra Instinct, and Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. It's absolutely ridiculous. It is the worst part about this game. The Dragon Ball community, you guys suck, okay? Like, this is not the community I remember. I was expecting at least one Yamcha to be like the number 1 person in the game, but you guys have failed me, and yeah. Next is Hate Vegito. I'm gonna be honest, these smaller percentages, UI Goku super common, Gogeta super common, right? These 3 you're gonna fight the most. I suggest going into a practice mode and practicing all different kinds of parries against these guys. It makes it 10 times easier. The reality is these characters are carry characters, right? They are top tiers, super easy to use, and the people using them are not talented 99% of the time. The high ranking Gogetas typically are pretty fucking bad once you know how to fight the character, and for the most part, most people don't want to fight them because it's just not fun. You're doing the same fight over and over again. It's really annoying. You're gonna get frustrated with the community. I make the joke, just report every Gogeta or UI Goku you see. or Vegito. But don't do that, obviously. But it is really annoying. The community needs to like discover some more broken characters. But this is what you're gonna be fighting. Go into practice modes. I'm not gonna get super deep into guides on how to parry and stuff. There's a million guides. This is more so like a guideline so you understand the scene and what to expect, and hopefully this helps you make the decision on whether or not you want to do ranked. Single battle is really cancer. I'm gonna be 100% honest. It's fun at first, but once you get into the A rank, it becomes a lot less fun and really like cheesy with Gogeta. Don't get me wrong, I use a strong character. Beerus is very strong, but he's kind of a balanced top tier in my opinion. He's not really like overpowered. As you see, he's 13. Only 1.91% of players use this guy, which is like not a lot. You're not gonna run to Beerus often. Same with Kid Buu. I've run into literally one Kid Buu my entire time playing ranked, and I have like almost 200 games now. All of these guys, once you hit past this Super Gogeta point, everybody else becomes super rare. Super rare, really fun to fight new characters. Some characters are secretly broken, like Omega Shenron, Loki, Captain Ginyu's funny. Yeah, really cool shit. That's what you're gonna be expecting, right? So let's go back to the player ranking, show you guys who you're gonna be facing 9 times out of 10. So at the very top, we have a Gogeta user for DP battle, of course. Let's go over to single battle. We have a Goku Black, which is surprising. This goes to show, actually, this is not the real end rank. There's Z rank. Number 1 is a Captain Ginyu. So he's basically a Gogeta because that's all he fights is Gogetas. I guarantee that guy, if you asked him, who's your number 1 fought character, it'll be Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And he probably just gets his ass beat or fucks himself up and then switches bodies and destroys Captain Ginyu. The interesting thing about Captain Ginyu in this game is that it takes away supers completely. You can't use any supers once you switch, no matter how much ki you have, which is unfortunate. But you do take their health and everything like that. Next is a Bardock, which is also surprising. And the reason you see so much variety in the upper echelon versus what most of you guys will be facing is because, as I said before, Gogeta players are typically terrible at the game. They are being carried by their character, and if they use someone else, they would absolutely get their ass beat. People aren't choosing Gogeta because they just like the character. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I love Gogeta, but like I'm using Beerus because I also love that character. They're choosing Gogeta because he's fucking cracked. And the fact that Gogeta is not at the top shows that with skill you can overcome that difference because they are so hard carried. They never get the chance to brush up on their fundamentals and sort of the basics of combat. So once they get someone who's talented and good at that sort of thing, they just get dog walked. You do have a few Gogetas here, but not as many when you consider how many Gogeta players there are. There are only 20 Z rank people at the moment. I hope to reach there within like the next 2 days maybe. I believe there is one Beerus. Never mind, there is no Beerus. But this is what you'll be facing for the most part. Now, what do you do to rank up? How do you get through this? First thing I would suggest is coming over to super training. You go into battle training and you basically go through all of those YouTube videos. I'll link a few that I think are pretty solid. But generally speaking,
my best, like you said.
You're gonna want to go through this immediately when you start the game. I suggest you do every single one, even the ones that were covered in the basic tutorial. Go through every single one of these, learn them, and when you get to advance, what you really want to master is the super counter, which I clearly haven't mastered. There we go. So it looks like that, and basically it is your only defensive option for the game, to be honest with you, once you start getting hit in the back, unless you have like after image or something on your character. That is really your only defensive method. Believe it or not, some people believe that the slower the character is, the easier it is to time it. With online and internet and all of that, I don't think that's true. To be honest, the fastest attacking characters, Gogeta specifically, and Kid Buu of the like, characters like that hit. The faster the character is attacking, you kind of can just, I'll show you guys, PlayStation controller, the forward and square are my controls. You kind of just keep doing it and it'll... This is how I play online. I'm not even joking. I never time those. I never sit there and think about it like, man, I gotta perfectly time this next attack. I'm just like, you kind of get lucky, just keep flicking it, and the faster the character moves, the easier it is to do that. I swear to God, that is the easiest way to fuck up a Gogeta player, because they, like I said, fundamentals aren't really there. It's really just, I'm gonna move really fucking fast and hope that the opponent gets overwhelmed. They'll do a lot of that. And then just keep dashing at you, that sort of thing. Another really big tip that I don't think any guide is talking about is when a character dashes at you, like they do the Z dash, I don't know what it's called. When they do the Z dash, the important thing that you have to remember is when they do that, you can sidestep. You can do like this sidestep, get around them and start attacking, and typically you'll beat out any of their attacks. That's really quick, like Z dash or whatever it's called, super dash. The downside of it is that they don't really see what's going on, and it sort of zips them in a circle around you. So if you're struggling, which is what I struggled on the most, I was trying for the longest time to figure out how to like stop those, because people were able to get past mine and I figured it out. If you sidestep like at the right moment, you'll end up behind them, and then you could they just gave their back to you. And as all of you know, that is the hardest part of the game, defending your back. You're going to take some damage even if you're pretty good with the super counters here. It's very difficult. Make sure you guys do that. The biggest things that I've seen players run into that I haven't seen guides talk about will be that super counter and how important it is for getting people off of your like back and protecting it, because when you're hitting your back, you can't block, you can't counter, you're completely wide open, and you're gonna take like 2 health bars of damage if they know their combos. 2, that Z dash, which we covered, sidestep to get away from that. And 3, sort of key blast pressure like this. To be honest with you, if you're struggling with that, holding down circle most of the time, the opponent is going to run out. They're gonna run out of key, and you're gonna take some damage. But when they go in for the attack, your counter 9 times out of 10 is just gonna counter. It's still gonna be up, like if you just hold the button down, and it'll get them off of you. If you're facing the opposite, where it's you versus someone who's always holding down counter, what you can do is, what's important is the switch ups, which is basically, I'm trying to get Piccolo off me. Holy shit. So basically the switch ups, you're gonna want to dash in. That's not what I wanted to show. Let's go to actual training. Let's go away from counters. Yeah, cool. None of that matters. So basically, you'll Z dash, and they're gonna be expecting an attack. They're gonna be holding down a counter button. You can Z dash straight into a grab. That is my favorite thing to do. It's perfectly fine to do this. What you want to do is pressure them until they get out of the habit of just holding down counter, because eventually even the dumbest of players will realize holding the counter button isn't working. and they will switch up their gameplay. If that is how they primarily play, chances are they are, again, kind of dog shit at the game, and you're probably going to beat them if you have your fundamentals down. Again, I don't want this to be too much of a guide video in terms of like how to play and that sort of thing. I think there's enough guides for that, and honestly, I'm not the best teacher, as you probably can already tell when it comes to that sort of thing. A lot of it is going to be instinct, matchup knowledge in terms of remembering what most players do with certain characters, learning what super moves each character has. The amazing thing about all of this is that because we know who 90% of the people you fight are going to be, you can look at their moves. You can look at their moves and tell what exactly their moves are. So what I mean by that is, hold on.
Okay, I'm gonna give this one.
So we're gonna go in and we're gonna look at Gogeta, just as an example of what I'm talking about. So the game doesn't let you look at the techniques from the menu. 10 out of 10 game design. So, okay, so we're gonna have to go into the actual game to look at your technique info for whatever reason. Why they designed the game like that, I honestly have no idea. There has to be a way, right? It says technique info, but it doesn't. Hold on. Whatever, screw it. We're gonna just get into it. We're gonna do that. We're gonna switch. I'm gonna remove Gotenks. Who else is there? It's Gogeta. You is gonna be super. Gogeta. I took him off by accident.
Nice one.
And then you have UI Goku.
It's my turn.
I forgot who the next most used was. I know I've played against a few God Gokus. And then we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
I got this one.
So I'm just gonna show you guys what it looks like. We're gonna go over Gogeta's moves. So what you do is you pause, you go to explanation of controls, and here it'll tell you exactly what their moves do. You can do this to learn any character that you like, or that you notice you've been fighting a lot, like Gogeta here. So you see what their special abilities are. Here we have instant transmission. They move behind the opponent. So you know if you ever see their skill bar and their like underneath their health bar go down, by one, you know they're hitting their instant transmission, and what you need to do in that situation is sidestep and counter with volley of attacks. And then you have Stardust Barrier, which creates a barrier to basically block out attacks from an opponent, and then there you go. You understand the character basically. The rest of what he has are ranged, not super. For the most part, it's ranged. I think Meteor Explosion may be, yeah, it's a rush. It's a rush. So he has a rush, and then he has ranged attacks. Not too hard. Honestly, a lot of people choose the Super Saiyan form as well. He's not a super difficult one. Out of all of the annoying characters, he's like not really that stressful to fight for me. I haven't really been having issues. So we're gonna let our we're gonna let him do some damage here so we can switch. And just wait a little bit. Like Vegeta have some fun. The thing that makes Gogeta so broken is literally the speed of attacks. The faster the character, the more OP they'll be. They just win out clashes most times. Their frames are better. As you can see, this is quite hard to react to and to like learn the hitboxes for. All right, Now we can switch over to the man, the myth, the legend, the most OP character in the game. He has Wild Sense, which allows him to automatically dodge a melee attack and then counter attack. You'll see them use this a lot. If you're facing a Gogeta and it looks like they're just constantly teleporting behind you, this is why. It takes a skill bar, and to be honest, they won't use this one as much as this next one. But if you see that happening, just know that you can sort of keep pressuring them because they're going to run out of it pretty soon if they keep using that move. Next is Power Up to the Very Limit, one of the best skills in the game. Quite a few characters, probably dozens of characters, have a similar move. It may not be named the same, but this move allows you to basically to charge your ki all the way to the sparking level automatically. It takes like a second or two to activate, and you can be interrupted. And if they interrupt you at the wrong time, it can completely make you use those 3 points, and then you don't get the sparky mode, which is the worst case scenario if you're a Gogeta player. Beerus has a similar move. Videl has this move. Who else can I think of? I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. There's a lot of characters, but a lot of characters have that move. I'm sure plenty of you who you're playing have that. Super useful. Once you get to 3, you basically want to knock back the opponent and then pop that as soon as possible. What I would do if you don't have like a second one, like if you don't have 6 points, so you have a second one in the back pocket, I wouldn't use your ultimate here unless like you're positive that shit's gonna hit and like kill the opponent, because you still have all of that ki. If you miss or mess up, you still have ki to defend yourself. If you use your ultimate, you're down to 0. It's a wrap. It's over for you. That's it. So I wouldn't suggest popping this and using your ult. Next, rush, beam, and then another beam. Very simple. He is just very fucking fast. And honestly, knowledge is power in this game, because once you understand how these characters play and what they have in their back pocket, it makes it easier for you to counter it. The craziest thing is that because so many players are so stupid and only use Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, it is more beneficial at times to just play a mid-ass character, but one that nobody fights against, because you don't know what they have. And like sometimes it's surprising. Like sometimes they have moves that are just completely shocking. That's how Mega Shenron is for me. First time I fought one, I was like, yikes, bro, what the fuck is happening? Although I'm pretty sure the guy was hacking, because lag switching. Let's just say part way through the match, after I started getting like some good hits, and it just went to shit, and then I was like being dragged into like his special. It was crazy. But generally speaking, choosing characters that people don't face often, but they have a pretty solid health pool, will be more beneficial than using Gogeta. I think especially higher ranks. I'm so used to fighting Gogeta that it's like whatever. I sometimes lose, but 9 times out of 10, I feel like I come out pretty solid, especially against Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So I want you guys to really think about that. Sometimes it's not just about who's most OP. Sometimes it's about knowledge. Sometimes it's about who has the most surprising stuff in their kit that catches opponents off guard, and they don't have practice defending against certain stuff. Omega Shenron has a move that sucks you in and then you explode. How do you defend against that? Can you block it? I don't know. Can you dodge it? I don't know. So you don't know what the answer is for certain characters, because you're like, I've never fought this before. Like for Gogeta, using his ultimate, or UI Goku, for example, his ultimate, right? He's gonna teleport instantly to you. If you sidestep, you're good. If you sidestep or you're on the move, you're good. It's not that hard. If you hold down the block button, I believe you are also good. So you know how to counter that one. But for certain characters, you won't know if you should run, if it's possible to fly and avoid it. You don't know if you should block, because, for example, Beerus has an unblockable ultimate, from what I understand. You can't block it. So if you stand there and think you can block his like massive key ball and it just like does less damage, it won't. He'll just go through it and then you're dead. But what you do learn, what I learned about Beerus, on maps where there are obstructions, it will hit an obstruction. Like City is horrible for Beerus. It will hit an obstruction, his ultimate, and it'll completely evaporate like before it hits the person. It's crazy. Like all the buildings would just block it, and it won't even destroy the buildings. So that's something to note with map selection. That's why I use a map like this for Lord Beerus. You want more open maps for him. If you're a rush attacker, honestly, those city maps and maps with a lot of obstructions are probably way better for you. For characters like Videl, who she can just chain you into like so many melee or rush attacks that is just it'll just piss you off. I've done it to people. It feels so good. But yeah, I think it's mostly knowledge. One thing to note, you're gonna get stressed. Two, you're gonna deal with rage quitters, or you're gonna rage quit yourself most likely. Three, you're gonna get reported. Everybody does at some point for no reason. You'll have like normal matches, and then you'll have a report for trolling and harassment. How you do that in a game where there's no voice chat? You can't send messages, so I don't know how you get reported for trolling it, or especially harassment, which is confusing. I don't know how that works, but you can report people. That's why I make the joke, just report every single Fusion player. If we do that, all the Fusion players will be banned, and then the community solves the problem Bandai Namco couldn't, and nerfing them for ranked matches. That's a joke. If it happens, hey man, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta mains, time to pick somebody else up. Because if everybody's getting banned for playing a certain character, guess what? They'll stop playing that character. And I'm all about the communities handling their own social issues. Everybody's pissed about the Gogeta players. If you're a Gogeta player, you're trash. You're straight up bad at the game, most likely, just statistically speaking. Speaking of which, I want to touch on one more thing on how to get to the top rank, but not just for in the world. If you want to flex, let's go to character rankings. If you choose a character nobody uses and you get really good with them, you'll be at the top of your character rankings, no problem. For me, in Beerus, it wasn't nearly as hard as it would be for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, because only 1% of the player base is using Beerus. But Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, oh, you're fighting. you want that? You're fighting. Yeah, I promise you that. You are fucking fighting for that character. You're not making it if you're playing Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, most likely, unless you are the best in the game. How this dude has it with that, he used Gogeta a few times, but has a different main. Most likely UI Goku based on his banner. But Gogeta, you're not making it, bro. To be honest with you, I'm being 100% honest, you're not making it unless you're that guy. Especially if you're starting late, you need to have no life and play a shit ton. But if you look at someone like Goten, for example, right? A lot easier to reach this. Guaranteed. Some of them have 0% win rates. Like, they only have a few points, couple thousand. If you master Goten, you'll be up there in like a couple of days. It's doable, right? It's something you could fight for. Oops, I didn't mean to go back.
Wow, this is getting exciting already.
Let's get back in there. A character I think some people would like to use that's probably pretty strong, right? But isn't overused. Who would that be? Who's not overused but people love? Let's say Oob. Oob isn't used that much. Majub, right? Here you go. Pretty simple. Dude has 8 wins and is the #1 Maju player in the world. There you go. That's how you make it, man. So basically, if you really care about rankings and want to see yourself up there, choose a character no one's using. Have some fucking fun and see where you make it, This isn't that hard. I think it'd be really cool to see people try to like push some of these single battle ranks, and then you post it on your Instagram and pretend like you're the #1 player in the world. It's that simple. Just choose a mid-ass character. Let's see Metal Cooler. People aren't even using Metal Cooler that much. It's more competition, but it's really not that hard to even get in the top 10 here. They don't have that many points. I think if I won a game with Metal Cooler, I'd be at the top of that list. If this works how I think it does, where it just takes your points in general. You have Deborah, who you can learn. He's pretty solid, easy to get in there. So yeah, basically, if you want to be at the top of the ranks, just follow what I said and you'll be good. Again, I'll link down actual guide videos for getting good at the game. I just wanted to give you guys some knowledge on the state of ranked and how this is going to be for single ranked battles. For DP battles, again, I don't have the most experience. I'm not close to number 1 there.
Everybody's here.
But if we look at it, you'll see the meta shift slightly. I mean, pretty dramatically, maybe not slightly, but you see a lot of Gogetas, right? Or you see at the top is a Gogeta. You have Vegito, Gold. I don't know how the fuck this is. His team must be like goated, but this doesn't really tell you anything, unfortunately, for DP because it's teams. You're gonna see lower ranked characters in their power level be up here because that means they have more people on their team. If you're good, then you can dominate DP just as you dominate single battle. For me, DP isn't hard because I've been playing single battle so much. I am, again, number 37 in the world for PC. I'm guessing this is world. Maybe it's region based, but I see like other characters, Japanese characters here, so I think this is in the world. And you can make it to the top 50 as well, maybe top 3. Hopefully I get there sometime. It's gonna be hard, man. Once you get to these higher ranks, it's hard. You lose a lot of points if you get matched with people lower than you. And Z rank seems unattainable. But I'll get there. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments. I will answer as quickly as possible. I'll be attentive. And yeah, good luck. Peace.